Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. How is everyone? As you can see, we are in a new spot. As always, this is our Monday spot that we do our morning show. And since it is Monday, we are cooking. Cooking with me. Yay! So, good morning, Valerie. Good morning, Lauren. All right, just so you know, last week when I was doing the morning show, I actually was trying to go live on TikTok. I was doing here on YouTube. I only had my laptop. I couldn't see anything. I'm like, yeah, there's comments. I just can't read that far. So today I wanted to make this a little bit more enjoyable for you. So I've moved over my complete streaming platform into my kitchen. I have my complete setup, so there shouldn't be any sort of lags or anything like that. I have positioned my camera accordingly, so I'll be able to show you the stuff I'm doing. See? So when I'm chopping, you can see me chopping. I have everything all laid out. I have my broccoli cooked. I have, I don't know. I have you. I have great energy. It's going to be a lot of fun. So we are going to be making some broccoli pizza today. And I know that, every time I mention it, people are like, oh, well, I've heard of cauliflower pizza before, but I've never heard of broccoli pizza before. And trust me, you are not the only ones. I had never heard of broccoli pizza either. But when I saw this TikTok, it looked so yummy. I knew I had to try it. Now, also too, this is kind of funny, but somehow I ended up on the cooking side of TikTok, which I'm perfectly okay with, because you know what? Hey, Courtney. Hey, we can say YouTube here. I know YouTube, because I go live on TikTok before I come here, and I'm not allowed to say, hey, come on over to TikTok. I'm going to be cooking over there, because they will get really angry, and I get what's called shadow banned, where my videos just won't be seen. And this is an actual thing, because it actually happens. I have one video that's up that's been seen like 25 times. Let's see here. Oh, Valerie, I was going to ask you about that. Are we okay for sound? I just want to make sure that everybody can hear me. Can you hear me? Testing. Just want to make sure before I go any farther. Oh, Lauren says I can hear perfectly. Okay. Courtney, can you hear? Hello, Flower. Okay, so I'm thinking, Valerie, it might have been your computer, but I just want to make sure before we go any farther, because I don't want to get to like where people are like, I can't hear you. And I'm like, what? So I can, but it's a little far away, it seems. All right. So I moved my microphone over a little bit, so that should help that. So that's what I'm assuming. If I'm going to do a little test. Courtney, Valerie, is this better? Can you hear me? Papa, can you hear me? I don't know why I'm being so weird today. Maybe it's because I'm super tired, and I get really goofy when I get tired. But good morning. Terry says, I can hear you. When you moved the mic, it was a lot better. Okay. I can definitely hear, just sounds different than normal. Okay. Yeah, no, like I said, you know what? It's all about, we're in a work in motion, because better. All right. Got my microphone. So we are cooking. And what I was saying is that somehow I ended up on the cooking side of TikTok, and I am so okay with that, because I am saving all sorts of great recipes that we are going to be cooking. And some of the things that we're going to be cooking, let me tell you what this is, because last night I must have been super hungry, but I found a chicken sandwich that was made with mushrooms, because I'm a vegetarian. So anytime that I can find a meat substitute, I'm all about that. So I am going to be experimenting again with a chicken-like sandwich that's made out of mushrooms. I found a cool ciabatta sandwich. It was cool, but it wasn't like, oh my gosh, this is incredible. So I don't know if I'm going to do a whole episode out of that. But I found these spinach pie, but super easy with hold on. I found these like little spring rolls that you make with all sorts of good stuff. It's spinach and cheese with rice paper, and then you bread them, and then you put them in an air fryer, and I'm all like, wow. So anyway, can you tell I'm hungry this morning? Because I have been sitting here just smelling broccoli, and it smells really good, and for some reason I'm super hungry. Courtney says those baby cow videos are on the pushing me to become a vegetarian. I eat beef maybe 4 times a month. Truthfully, I became a vegetarian because my stomach just wasn't digesting meat very well. And once I stopped eating meat, I just don't miss it. And I know that this is going to sound kind of goofy, but it really, I was having a hard time. I was having a really hard time eating animals because of the way that they're treated, the way that they're processed is just, to me, it's inhumane. And I've always said, like, a farmer who raises livestock and, like the cow has a really good life and then they have to eat it, whatever, at least it had a good life. So I kind of look at it like that. Viviana Rose says, same here, I'm hungry too. Well, you're going to be starving by the end of this video because it is going to be amazing. Look at all this fresh steamed broccoli I have. But before we get that, I do want to wish everybody happy June Day, or you can say Juneteenth, but happy Juneteenth. I do want to acknowledge that, and I just want to wish everybody a very happy day. Yesterday was Father's Day, and I did end up, I know you do dairy. Do you eat eggs? Yes, I do eat eggs. So I love eggs, and so that's one thing that I still eat. They're non-fertilized eggs, but they're eggs. Father's Day. I ended up spending time in my dad's chair in the garage, just like I said I was going to, and it was really nice. And my dad spent the majority of his time in the garage. So Robert cleaned it up really nice because it had gotten a little messy since Brandon moved back because a lot of the stuff was just not put away. So Robert took the morning and cleaned it up really nice, and then I got to sit in my dad's chair and just kind of reflect a little bit and just tell him how much I missed him. So it was a really nice day that way. And I know on Friday I asked for recommendations. What time is it here? It is like 9. It is 9:08 a.m. I am on the Pacific Coast. So I know I asked for recommendations on Friday because I wanted to binge watch something, and I ended up binge watching Black Mirror. And I never had really gotten into it before, but I got obsessed with it over the weekend. And they have a lot of good episodes, a lot of there was a lot of meaning behind the meaning. And I don't know, I just really liked it. So if you haven't watched it, or if you're on the fence about it, I definitely say give it a go. I 100% thought it was a really, really good show. So there you go. All right, so let's get going. We got to start putting this stuff together to give it enough time to actually bake. I'm going to put it all together, and then I'm going to bake it for 25 minutes. And then I'm going to add some more cheese. And she put pepperoni on hers, but I'm going to put mushrooms on mine. And then I'm going to bake it a little bit more. And then I'm going to see if we like it. So like the other recipe, and what they do a lot on these TikToks is that they don't give the precise recipe. They only give you enough to kind of give you an idea about what you need to do to put it all together. And then they're always like, you can find the full recipe on my blog, or you can find the full recipe on this website. And I'm a complete rebellion person. I'm like, no, I'm not going to go visit your website because I'm going to figure this out myself. And I'm like, don't you tell me where to go. I can do this on my own. So I have the basic ingredients, but I am going to wing how much of what and what we're going to put where. So just like last week's street corn pasta, which, by the way, turned out amazing. And I ended up eating that all week with some plant-based chicken. I am going to do the same thing with the pizza, and we're going to see how it turns out. So really quick, before we do anything else, it does call for garlic. And last week when I was trying to put garlic into the pasta, I tried chopping some up, and that did not work because, for one thing, they make it look much easier on TV when they take the clove and then they like smack it with the knife and then they like chop it all up. Did not even remotely work like that. I went and got some frozen crushed garlic. And this is really cool. They come in individual things like that. And then whenever you need it, you just pop it out. And they said you can like cook it or do something like that. Well, I'm not cooking. I need to mix it up first. So I've been letting it defrost in my bowl. But I just wanted to show you this. So if you're like me and you're not really very comfortable with garlic, this is a great idea. And we're going to see how it works out. So it has to stay frozen. So I do want to put this back in the freezer so it doesn't, I don't want them all to defrost. So we are going to put it right back there. Now, first thing that she said to do is to steam your broccoli. So I have my broccoli all steamed. I have no idea how much to steam, but I kind of gave it an idea, and I just have that much and it's all steamed up. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to chop it up, and then once it's chopped up, I'm going to squeeze out all the water using a cheesecloth. I've never used a cheesecloth before either. I mean, this is like all new to me, because just like makeup and everything else, as I am experimenting and trying new things with you. Hello, Kelly. I am learning new things. So it took me, I wouldn't say it took me a while, but I did have to find a cheesecloth yesterday. And it's very much like, I don't know, kind of like a Free People sweater. Doesn't this look like something that Free People would use to make a sweater out of? And I got, where did you go? Oh, and this is what I got. It's a cheesecloth. It's certified organic and unbleached. So it says 100% unbleached, won't affect the taste of your food, lint-free, which I didn't even think about it. I mean, I didn't know that some cheesecloths have lint. And it's oven safe up to 450 degrees, which is, oh, I'm not baking it. Why would you bake a cheesecloth? So it's good for straining, cooking, basting, and polishing. So not only can you squeeze out your broccoli, but apparently you can polish stuff with this also. So as I said here, and I'm completely infatuated with my cheesecloth, I'm going to be using that to strain out my broccoli once I chop it up. So what I'm doing, because again, I don't know what I'm doing, I have my little bowl that I'm assuming that all of the broccoli juice is going to go into. So I'm putting my cheesecloth here. I'm going to chop up the broccoli a little bit, put it in here, squeeze it out, and put it in there. So in theory, again, this is all going to work out. So I have my cutting board and I have my knife. And I already have, my little broccoli. And here, let's see if we can't do this differently so you can watch me. Because like like I said, if I can do it, so can you. All right. So we have our station. As I have my ginormous butcher knife, I have broccoli, cutting board, cheesecloth, and I think we're ready to go. So she chopped it up really very fine. And a little quality control. I love broccoli. I think broccoli is one of my favorite, if not my absolute favorite vegetable. And I can eat broccoli all day long. Okay, let's make sure you can see that. I want you to see it as much as possible. So we're chopping. And we are going to the broccoli is going to be the crust. There's no bread. I'm not putting any breadcrumbs or flour or anything like that. So it's going to be broccoli. I'll tell you the list of the ingredients so you know what we're going to be doing. It's going to be broccoli, an egg, cheese, seasoning, and more cheese. Except this time I have to make sure you're an artichoke gal. I like artichokes. You know what? I've never made artichokes at home. I've never steamed them myself, which, I have a steamer. I know I could do it. I just never have done it. So this is actually chopping up really easy because it's all steamed. So I don't want to do, let's go ahead and see how much liquid we can get out of this. So now this needs to go in there. Right? That's right. So go like that. And I will have you know, I washed my hands thoroughly before coming on here. So don't be like, oh my gosh, how gross, she's using her hands. I am, but they're clean. And now I'm going to use my cheesecloth that I've never used before. I did clean it. I want you to know that I did rinse it out and make sure that the cheesecloth was clean, but I've never used a cheesecloth in my cooking. That's what I'm trying to get to. So we're going to squeeze this. Oh, wow. Look at that. It's like milking a broccoli cow. And I never would have realized how much liquid was still in here without my cheesecloth. Oh my goodness. I get so much joy out of the smallest and weirdest things. But this is actually making me really happy because I feel like it's working. So I'm squeezing the broccoli. And look how much liquid came out. Can you see that? I don't want, if I show you too much, it's going to, can you see it? Boink, boink, see? Whoop, whoop, whoop. It's going to spill out all over the place, and we don't want that. So let's see. I've got my garlic in here that's melting, but it's not, oh, look. So my little garlic clove is all melted. I didn't have to put it in the microwave. Twist and squeeze, it will really wring out. Okay, I'll squeeze it one more time. But I didn't have to put it in the microwave and I didn't have to cook it. It's just been setting out for maybe 20 minutes and it's completely defrosted. Okay, so Courtney says twist and squeeze. Wow, still getting a little bit more out. Sound effects always help. And now we're going to put this into there. So there we go. And it's like a broccoli ball. It really looks like a broccoli ball. So you have, Chicken says, I love your positive energy. Thank you. I mean, truthfully, it's all about just having fun. I was talking to Robert about this on the way home from the gym. I'm going to chop up some more because that's not enough for the crust. And what happened is a piece of broccoli fell into my bowl before it got chopped up and squeezed. But I was talking to Robert about that this morning after the gym, which, by the way, remind me I need to talk to you all about some upcoming videos. And the whole point of our conversation is that, I mean, we all have paths in lives. We all have a daily, we all live our lives every single day. And sometimes we get so caught up in the day-to-day basic human functions, like you get up, you get dressed, you go to work, you come home, you have dinner, you go to bed, that you forget to be happy along the way. And it's something that we have to remind ourselves every single day that we wake up, that we need to conscientiously make it a good, happy day. Because the day is going to happen regardless. I mean, your day is going to transpire, it's going to unfold, and it's going to be the day, regardless if you enjoy your journey or not. So you might as well just enjoy the journey, have fun, just little things in life, like squeezing out your broccoli on the internet is absolutely bringing me a bunch of joy. And it's finding, oh, I'll just stick it right there. It's about finding joy in the smallest things. Because, and then Robert was saying, and he brought up a very good point, that sometimes we give ourselves like, I don't know, kind of like where it'd be like, well, this, and this has to happen before I can be happy. And then you're constantly very well spoken. Thank you very much, chicken. And a lot of times we do this to ourselves where we'll be like, well, like I'll use social media, for example. A lot of times influencers will be like, well, I have to get to this follower count or this subscriber count, and then I'll be happy. Or I have to get to this milestone, and then I'll be happy. And what happens is that we continuously move back our goal, our end goal. We get to be like, for example, on TikTok, I worked so hard to get to 1 million followers on TikTok. It was like I was obsessed with it, consumed with it. Oh, Courtney said that he was on Robert's stream earlier, and Courtney, he has the best radio voice. So what I was saying is like I was obsessed to getting to 1 million followers on TikTok. I thought once I got to get to 1 million followers, like I would feel different, or I would be successful, or I would be this, or I would be that. And then I got to 1 million followers, and I woke up and I'm like, I feel exactly the same. There's no difference. I don't see this huge twist in my thinking and in my happiness. And it's the truth. I mean, that wasn't going to make me happy. I had to find happiness in myself. So, okay, squeezing hard. Goodness gracious. I think it's a good thing I go to the gym. All right, so let's see how this broccoli ball looks. So if you're out there and you find yourself constantly telling yourself that certain things have to be a certain way before you can be happy, just remind yourself that the actual journey can be just as happy as the destination. And then tell yourself every single day that you deserve happiness. You deserve it. You really do. In fact, I was having coffee yesterday with my best friend from junior high school. We are actually still friends. And she has a lot of things going on. And I had to tell her the exact same thing, just that, she deserves to be happy. She deserves to wake up every morning and having a life that she's glad she woke up to. And yeah, life can be hard and life can be challenging and good things can happen and bad things can happen, but it's called life. Okay. I think I am done. My hands are all broccolied out, and I think I got 2 good-sized cheese balls and 1 small one. So we are done with that portion of this cooking, and I'm a little bit more prepared today in the fact that I have my paper towels by my side, and I like to keep my cooking station clean. So I'm going to wipe this up just like this. I'm going to get rid of my broccoli juice. I'm going to put it right there. And look at my outfit. Isn't this cute? I still have that scrape on my knee from when I fell. I'm going to rinse off my hands really quick. So. That was giving me the heebie-jeebie feelings. Kelly says, I think we all need to be a reminder that life tends to take over. Yeah, life takes over, our inner voices take over, and not in a kind way at all. I mean, it's so weird how if we have a choice, it seems like our subconscious automatically reverts to negativity. And it's almost like a switch in our head. And we just need to make sure that we switch on positivity every single morning. And trust me, I get it. Life is hard. Life is not for the weak. I by no means want anybody to think like I'm like, you know what, just be happy. Life is great. Life is this. And because that's not the way it is. Life is challenging. But that doesn't mean that we have to crumble under its weight either. So, hold on. And, I mean, good things happen to me and bad things happen to me. I'm just not going to let the bad things define who I am as a person. So, there you go. All right, so what I'm doing is I have my broccoli bowls, and I'm kind of breaking them back up, and it's a very kind of interesting consistency because I'm used to seeing broccoli more, I guess, with moisture in it. And it's like a dry version of the broccoli. That garlic cube thing blended in really well and it smells good. So we got dried out broccoli flakes, garlic, and now we're going to put in, chop, wring out, we're going to add an egg. There you go. See, it's a good thing that I eat eggs still because I'm putting it in here. So chop, 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 chop. 1 egg we're going to put in. Okay, now we have the egg in. Does anybody else do this? But I always, when I crack my egg, I always put the little shell right there until I'm done cooking. And then once I'm done cooking, then I throw it away. And I actually have a compost thing in my backyard. It's completely full, but when it's empty and I can add stuff to it, I would add the egg shells to that. So I have the 1 egg in, and I am mixing that all up. And it's back to a waterier consistency, but that's okay because it's the egg. Yep, every time. See, I knew it. I knew it, Courtney. All right, so she said next we are going to add cheese. And she said to add mozzarella and grated Parmesan. So that is what I got. When I made zucchini lasagna. Yeah, zucchini lasagna the other day. And oh my gosh, I used an entire thing of cheese in that and a little bit more. And I have to tell you, it was really good, but that cheese made it so incredibly rich that it was almost too much. So I am going to try to be a little bit more realistic on my cheese use, and I'm not going to dump the whole thing in there because I can't believe I used that whole thing, and it was just in like a baking dish. And I'm like, okay, Lonni, that's a little obsessive. So I am winging it for consistency, but I put that much mozzarella and then that much Parmesan. And then she also said to chop up some parsley, but I decided to get some parsley flakes. So we are going to open this up, and I'm going to use some parsley on this. And as far as the toppings go, don't mind me. I say you can experiment with whatever kind of toppings you want. I'm going to do completely vegetarian with the mushrooms, but I think it would be really good with like olives and onions. You can do all sorts of things. I don't know why I'm shaking this. It just seemed like the thing to do. So we don't really know how much to put in, so let's lift to pour. It's not lifting. Hold, please. All right, so I'm going to do that. And I'm going to put about that much. So if you think I need to put more, I can. As I'm putting more in my hand, I'm like, I'm going to put this and then let's put that much in. So put that much in because it's already in there and there's nothing I can do about it. And she said to put your spices in. So I got Italian herb spices, and this is a grinder, which I thought would be kind of cool because it makes me feel more like a chef if I'm grinding something. And at this point, I feel so accomplished, but we're going to be like grind. I have to take off all the plastic before it works. And, oh, look, it wouldn't have come out anyway. You know what? I got to tell you, stick with me and I will teach you the ways of the world in the kitchen. And my first lesson for today, take the plastic off before you try using it. So grind. Like that much. It smells yummy. So I'm going to mix this all up, and I'm going to determine if I want to add more cheese. And the reason that I would add more cheese would to give it more of like a binding agent for when it cooks. I 100% just made that up. I think it sounded like I knew what I was talking about, but that's why I'm going to do that. And that's just the whole thing. It's like, for me, I'm going to, one way or the other, however this turns out, I'm going to eat it. So if it's a little cheesy, so be it. But I'm going to add a little bit more cheese for binding reasons. And then we're going to put it on the tray. So I think that this has the consistency of almost like, I'm gonna say it's almost like a dough consistency. Not super moist, not super not moist, but we have this. And now, oh, there's raw egg in there. Don't do that at home because there was raw egg in there. It kind of reminded me of like eating raw cookie dough, but long gone are the 70s when that was okay. So yeah, this is demonstration of what not to do. Don't do that. Cook it first and then you can try it. Okay, so I have my cooking tray with my little sheet right there, and we're going to push it out and form it into a crust. So I want to make sure that you can see that. Wow, I think I made a lot. You know what I'm going to be having for lunch and dinner today and for tomorrow. But if it turns out good, I mean, it's like I don't have the I mean, it's not full of fattening stuff. They're really the only thing that would be the cheese, and I don't think I use too much. So I'm good on that. I was wondering, I was thinking, I saw a commercial about this the other day, and I was actually thinking about looking into it. Betty, have you seen that NutriSense thing where you wear a glucose monitor and it like checks your sugar level to see how you're digesting your food and stuff? And I kind of like, I thought it would be on Amazon or something like that, and I could not find it on Amazon. And then I looked at CVS, and they have glucose monitors, but it's for diabetes. So I'm wondering, have any of you seen that commercial? And if you've seen it, have you used it? Have you thought about using it? Am I the only one? To heat it back up, would you use an oven or microwave? To heat it back up, you know what, Courtney? I'm thinking that I'm going to put it back in like my little air fryer or my little, because I have like a little, see that little oven right there? I'm thinking I would do that because if I put it in the microwave, I think it's going to lose its crunchiness. And I really want to try to get it thin enough so that it's crunchy. And that's what I am thinking, that I would lose it that way. So again, spread, spread, spread. So if you've tried that NutriSense thing, if you've seen the commercial, if you're thinking about it, I would love to know what your thoughts are if you've used it. Because to me, it's like, I'm thinking like my whole weight fluctuation, it just doesn't feel like it's because of what I'm eating. It just feels like my body is processing my food weird. I think it's an age thing. I think it's a menopausal thing. And it's something that I just need to figure out, because I think you can figure out everything. I think it is just something that I need to make sure that if I'm not processing certain foods the way that I think I should, or the way that I did when I was younger, that I'm a little bit more conscientious now and maybe make like a substitute over something, or in certain cases, maybe not alleviate it from my diet. So if I don't go to that extreme, I am thinking about starting again, like a food diary. And I want to kind of be like, when I eat this, do I feel sleepy? When I eat this, am I lethargic? You know, something along those lines, just to kind of see how I am processing my food. Because we're human beings, we're like machines, and we have to make sure that things that we put into our body is processing them correctly. Okay, this took me 37, I drool all over myself, but this took 37 minutes. It probably wouldn't take this long if I hadn't have been talking so much, but I'm gonna pop this in the oven. She didn't say at what temperature, but I'm gonna do 425, and I'm going to do that for 25 minutes. So we're gonna put this in. What I'm going to do after that is I'm going to put a little bit more of the mozzarella cheese on top, and then I'm going to put it back in and melt that all up. I still think I'm going to maybe I'll put some mushrooms just on a portion of it and not the whole thing, because if I don't like it, I don't want them all over my entire pizza. Now, so that's cooking. So we have 25 minutes to hang out and talk. And what I wanted to talk to you about is a couple of different things, because I am always constantly looking to improve my platform. I think I have an amazing platform, and I 100% love each and every single one of you. And I'm thinking I want to keep it fresh, and I want to keep you all entertained. And so, of course, I'm going to be doing my morning shows Monday through Friday, regard every single week. This is just something I look forward to it. This is like, I don't know. I'm built to do this. So I'm going to continue to do that. But what I was thinking about doing, and I'm going to put a poll up on my channel also, is I think I want to start incorporating like doing makeup tutorials again, because I did one this on Saturday that I'm going to be posting this week, and it was a lot of fun just sitting down and doing a video and showing you how I do my makeup. And then I also too thought I wanted to start doing like a day in my life, where once a week you follow me around all day long and we hang out while I do my life one day a week. And then of course I'm going to continue to do my shopping videos. So I'm throwing that question out to you now, and again I'm going to be putting a poll up, and so you can answer it there also. But I think it will be fun. I think it would be a very cool way to keep my channel fresh, but again, along the lines of the platform that I have built. So we got that looking forward to doing. And let's see, what else? Free people. Now, I don't know if you've noticed or not, but on my videos, I can't do it on my lives, but on my regular videos, I'm actually able to tag products that I am either mentioning in my video or products that I really, really like. And one of the things that I keep on tagging is free people stuff. So all the cool free people things that I have found lately, when you watch one of my long form videos, if you look in the description, there's actually links to Free People, to Nordstrom's, to Levi's, to anything that I have found that I think is really cool that I want to share with you. It's right there on the video. It's right there on my platform. And I thought that that was really cool. And again, it's no obligation. You don't have to, you don't have to. But if you want to check out something that either I wore or something I found that is super cool that I want to share with you, those are all tagged in my video also. And speaking of free people, I did a thing, and unfortunately I have to exchange them. I already put in the order to exchange them. But remember when I went to Free People in Carlsbad and I tried on, I'm so weird. I tried on the high roller jumper, which I didn't like when I was in the dressing room, that I have since bought, that I absolutely love. But I also tried on a pair of these pants that they have. And these are called, gosh, I wish I knew the Osaka. These are the Osaka jeans. And I tried them on in Carlsbad in a size 26. And I thought that they were too tight. And then when I went to San Diego, I tried this color on in a 27, and they were too big. I didn't like the way they fit. Well, I had a subscriber tell me that she bought them and she absolutely loved them. And I'm like, you know what, Lonni, try them again. So I rebought them in this color. This is called Spearmint. These are 100% the softest pants I have ever tried. These are amazing. I love the color. It's kind of like, almost like a really super faded denim. I got the size 26 and I actually liked them this time. This time I don't know, maybe it was just the way, I think I was just having body issues when I tried them on the first time in Carlsbad, because I know I'm so focused on my weight that sometimes I think I'm over focusing and I'm being super hypercritical of my body. And I'm being completely honest with you. I mean, it is like, I know in reality that I'm not overweight, and I know in reality that, my clothes still fit. But sometimes in my reality in my head is something totally different. And what's totally different in my head is not very nice, and it's not very positive. So I think that when I was trying these things on, I was being super hypercritical of myself. So I read the reviews, and Free People recommended sizing down, because usually I'm a 27. So I got these in the recommended size of sizing down to a 26. And where I had issues with them in the store and on the video is that they're kind of high-waisted, and at the same time they're not kind of high-waisted. They're really cool fit, but they have these pockets right here on the side. And what was happening is that part of the area where I'm carrying my little extra weight is in my hips and in my stomach. I mean, that is where women 99% of the time, if they're going to gain weight at my age, that's where you gain the weight. So these were like bullet pointing right where I was being the most conscientious. So these little side pockets in the very beginning, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is just making my hips look bigger. And in reality, they weren't. They do have almost like a visible pocket. You can kind of see the pocket, if that makes any sense, but in a cute way. So, yeah, no, I absolutely love them. They fit me perfect, but they had to go back. I already exchanged them for another pair because I was doing my recording. I record my outfit every single day, so I can put together a compilation of all of my outfits that I wore all week. And I stuck my hand in the pocket, and there's a big old hole in the pocket, see? And while it's probably not that big of a deal in the grand scheme of things, I figured for the amount of money I just paid for these, I want them flawless. So I already put in for my exchange. These are going back, and I'm getting another pair without a hole in the pocket. But I just wanted to tell you about these because they really are cool. And I wanted to tell you the story about how sometimes being super hypercritical of myself, I don't wear the fashion that I really want to wear because I'm being focused on that. So if you're out there and you want to try something new and you think that you don't have the perfect shape or it might not look perfect on you, just try to figure out, is that reality or is that just you being not very kind to yourself? And if you're not being very kind to yourself, stop it and start being kind. I mean, life is too short to not be nice to other people, and especially not being nice to ourselves, right? Right. So let's see. Today I'm going to go get groceries. And as part of my day in my life that I'm going to be sharing with you here in the coming week. I probably will have one posted on Friday. That's Kelly says that's understandable. Yeah, you know what? We all do it. And a lot of times, Kelly, it's like I purposely share those kind of stories with you because I do want you to know that you're not alone. I mean, sometimes I think that we get so wrapped up in our heads that we think that we're the only ones that have that negative self-talk, and we are not. Courtney, these are so incredibly cute. Now, I was really tempted to buy them in brown and green, but being the responsible shopper I am, I remembered I have the brown and green Tahiti pants, and so I'm like, no, Lonni, you don't need those. You can spend your money on something else. So I think I'm going to get the high roller jumpsuit. I'm going to get it in brown. So cute. So cute. So I know you can't smell what's cooking, but it smells really good. And we have 14 minutes left, but I'm going to go peek at it. Okay, I am not a cooking expert, but life is too short. Absolutely, Courtney. And I know that that's your username. Okay, had I just walked into the kitchen and not seen what I was cooking, I in a million years never would have thought that that was broccoli, like a broccoli crust cooking, because it smells exactly like a pizza. And please don't think like I am one of those cookie for Cocoa Puffs influencers who are going to be like, oh my gosh, this is great. This is wonderful. This is awesome. Even when it's not. If it doesn't turn out, if it doesn't taste good, I'm going to 100% tell you, don't do it. It doesn't taste good. But right now, if it smells anything like what is cooking in there, it's going to be amazing. See? So, yeah. Oh, and then did I tell you? I have all sorts of stories. Did I tell you? Remember, I had some company reach out to me and they were going to send me one of those LED face masks. Remember? Well, they sent it, but they sent it with a, here you go, now we expect this out of you kind of clause. And I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to endorse your product. I don't know if I like it or not. You know what? I don't feel required to do anything. So I'm sitting here and I'm looking at the box, and the box is not open. And the last communication I had with them, they're like, no, we expect this of you. And again, I'm like, no, I'm not going to do it. Here's my dilemma. Do I just keep it and use it, or do I send it back? And if I have to send it back, I don't want to have to pay for the postage because I didn't want it under those conditions that they gave it to me anyway. So I'm having a moral dilemma. I mean, part of me wants to open it up and use it and just be like, psh, you're the one that sent it to me, sucker. But I just don't know if that's the right thing to do. So I need, you know what, maybe what I'll do, here's what I'll do. All right, I'm having an internal debate with myself as I'm saying things out loud. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to email them and I am going to tell them that if I can't use it and share it in the way that I wanted to, in the way that I told them I was going to in the very beginning, that they can send me a label and I'll send it back to them. As much as I don't want to, I just don't think it's right to keep their product if they don't want me to have it. I don't know. It's like, oh my gosh, it's the dilemmas of life, right? But I still it still makes me irritated that they sent it to me and then they expected me to do things. Okay. So I did some shopping on Amazon this weekend. And what I did is, I know that I keep on talking about this, Lauren, and I know I keep on telling you that I'm looking for all of these kind of free people like objects on Amazon. And here's my dilemma again. Life is full of dilemmas these days. Is that while they look really cute in the picture, I'm afraid to say what great lookalikes they are without actually trying them out. And another thing that's come to my attention is that when I first started doing this, and like all of these free people items that weren't free people, but they looked just like them, they were actually fairly reasonable, all right? I mean, they were like $20 or under. And now they're not as inexpensive as they used to be. So part of me is like, you know, you can get this lookalike for $50 because that's what some of them were, or you could get the real item from Free People and they're like $70. So I'm thinking like, and here's another question for you. Oh my gosh, today's stream is all about questions for you. But would you rather spend the extra $20 and get the real Free People item? Or would you be like, no, I would be perfectly okay spending $50 on an item that looks like Free People, but it's not Free People? So there again is another question for you that I need to know, because I mean, I'm going to try a couple of them out. But even like I told you on Friday, I found that Hot Shot mini dress, the one that looks just like Free People. And I found one of them for $18. And then I found another one closer to $40. And I'm like, okay, so there's $20, $40, and then Free People is $60. So, I mean, I guess if it's a good quality like it is on Free People, it's okay to spend the $18. But would you buy a Free People like item that wasn't Free People that's only $20 less? Or would you rather spend the extra $20 and get it from Free People? The dilemmas. I'm telling you right now, it's like this is. I'd still rather save, I think. Yeah, you know what, Courtney? I have gotten. See, here's the thing: is I have gotten some Free People like items from Amazon, and they are. Gosh, they while they're similar, they absolutely some of them fit differently. So Courtney says there was a time when I'd have to have name brands, but the older I get, I care less. You know what? And to me, Courtney, it's not so much about having that logo or having that name brand, because I mean, the top I'm wearing right now is from Free People. And unless I tell people, they have no idea where this top is from. And the same thing about my jeans. I mean, my jeans are the Maggie jeans from Free People. And unless I tell people, they have no idea. But I have noticed sometimes, like, when I get that Free People look-alike item, it wears differently. It like maybe not as oversized, or like a little bit of a difference of the material. But then again, I've gotten some like a Hot Shop romper that was the identical same thing as the Free People one, and also to their really nice little fleece jacket. It was almost a carbon copy. Kelly says, true, the look-alikes aren't as cheap as they were. So you save a bit longer and get the original. Let's see here, or scrounge secondhand stores for the originals. Yeah, you know what? And here's the thing: it's like, I know for a fact, like my original Free People things, I keep them for years and years and years. I mean, I have some items that I have probably had in my closet for close to 10 years, and they have stood the test of time. I mean, they are still good quality clothes. And I go back to the thought of what I like to save $20 and not have them last 10 years, which, you know, I'm not 100% sure that that's the lifespan. But it's just kind of like it's kind of an interesting shopping question. And I guess it really depends on what you're looking out of it. I mean, do you want that product? Do you want those pair of pants 10 years from now? I mean, because a lot of times, I guess if you're going more for like a trend and you don't really, you're looking for the longevity of it, then, you know, just get the lookalikes and go from there. 6 minutes and counting. So we have 6 minutes to keep each other entertained. So if I was actually doing a video, I would do a video and I would fast forward it and I'd be like, and then I'd have my little clock go tick, 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 tick. But we're doing this live and there's no speeding this up. So we are going to have more time to sit here. You're going to listen to me ramble for the next 6 minutes as I talk about things. So you still have not answered my question on those videos. What do you think of those videos? Do you like the idea of kind of changing up my long form videos, going from just always shopping to the shopping, the day in a life, the makeup, and all that good stuff? And I'm also thinking, like, when I do go shopping, because I want to go back to H&M, and instead of just, again, being like, this is cute, this is cute, this is cute, what I was thinking about doing is I was going to actually look online for some items that are kind of head scratchers. And by those, I mean, like, remember, like, those dresses, those really big oversized dresses? Last year they had like the big collars and you kind of look like a pilgrim. We have those, but they still kind of have them this year. And what I was thinking about doing is like picking out things before I even go, finding them in the store, and then actually trying them on to see if they look cuter on than they do in the website. So I can continue to do shopping videos, but changing them up a little bit. So, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and as I'm sitting here, I'm like coming to the realization that I'm going to continue to do my shopping ones. I'm going to continue to like do them in different formats. And then I'm going to add a day in my life and probably like a makeup one every once in a while. And I think that that's a good combination. I like how my platform is growing. So yeah. And if you're out there and you're wondering what's coming up this week, gosh, I am really good at just coming up with things to say on the fly. But so this following week, what's coming up this week? We have tomorrow is Tattoo Tuesday. And what that is going to consist of is I'm going to talk about picking out a tattoo based on your placement. For example, sometimes I think we get an idea of a design for a tattoo before we figure out where we're going to put it. So if you're sitting there and you're like, ooh, I really want this design, and then you're like, oh, and I want to put this design on my hand, that might not work because your hand is not a flat surface. And I have some ideas for you about hand tattoos. So we're going to kind of like be like, sometimes instead of coming up with the tattoo first, you need to come up with the placement first. All right. Figure out where you want to get tattooed. Let's see here. I love the different format shopping makeup videos. Thank you, Courtney. I thought that was going to be, I think that that's like a really cool kind of way to stay within my platform and kind of just change things up a little bit. So, what was I saying? Oh, tomorrow is the tattoo thing. We're going to figure out where you're getting your tattoo, and then we're going to figure out the design based on the location. On Wednesday, we're going to have Makeup Wednesday. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish my eyes on Wednesday because I saw this TikTok again, believe it or not, I saw TikTok. And it was really cool because she put on like a stripe of one eyeshadow, a different stripe of a different color, and a different stripe of another one. And then she put on a fourth stripe. So she had stripe, 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 stripe. And I'm like, ooh, that's kind of cool. And then she's like, and then you just blend it in and it turns into this amazing thing. And I got to tell you, no, it did not. I tried that this morning and I'm like, oh, this is going to be so great. Stripe, 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 stripe. And I went to blend and it wouldn't blend. And I'm like, ooh, what am I going to do? But during my process of trying to figure out what the heck I was going to do with my makeup, I actually came up with kind of a cool concept for eye makeup. And I'm going to do it again tomorrow before I do it with you on Wednesday. But the concept that I came up with is, you know how I did the underpainting for the blush and then I put the foundation over the top? Well, I'm going to put on darker colors because I love doing the little bit of black in the corner of my eyes to give it a smoky look. I'm going to put that on first, and then I'm going to do almost like an overpainting over the top of that. And then I'm going to use my Halo glow stick, the one that I put up here. You put that on top of your eyeshadow, and it turned out, I think, really cool. So that's what we're doing on Wednesday. Thursday, we are revisiting another video of things that you cannot wear over 50, because I'm going to tell you right now, since I watched that first video on YouTube, YouTube thinks that I am interested in those videos. So now every time on my homepage I go on there, I'm being bombarded with these videos, and there is an astounding amount of these videos out there. So we're going to be looking at one of those on Thursday. So let's see what our pizza looks like. So we're going to take this and we're going to put this here like this so I don't burn myself. And we're going to take this. Ooh. So that's what it looks like. Okay. That's what it looks like. And when you take things out of the oven, they're hot. So let's see here. I love little burnt crispy things. And So the oven, let's see, because I put the oven at 425, and I probably am going to turn it down a little bit because some of it's very dark like that. The middle's not, but it is crunchy. Okay, as you can see and watch me struggle with my stove. Okay, I turned it down to 375 because I don't want it to get any darker underneath, but I do want to melt my cheese. It is so good. I'm telling you right now, this is really good. So I'm going to take my cheese and we're going to put it over the top, just like they do on regular pizza. And we're going to sprinkle that over the top. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Again, I'm going to try to not go too cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs with the cheese because I have a tendency, and again, I always do this. I always put too much cheese on stuff and then I regret it. So I very lightly put the little cheese right there. And now we're going to put some mushrooms on it. Let's see here. I won't be able to catch lives for the next couple of days, but I will watch replays late at night. Too many doctor's appointments and procedures. Well, Kelly, I hope that you're okay. And by all means, I always miss you when you're not here, but you have to take care of yourself. And please, 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 always take care of yourself. In fact, we are going to the doctor's, on July 7th. I'm bringing you with me. I'm not going to do a live. These mushrooms are really thick. I'm not too sure. I'm just going to put that many on because I think that these are going to be too thick. So this is so good. Okay. So it's good. I don't think the mushrooms are going to work, but I'm not going to pick them off. I'm just going to put this back in the oven and we're going to let this melt a little bit. And then I'm going to give you my final taste test. So there you go. Okay. So yeah, no, I think that this is going to turn out really good. And Kelly, like I said, I hope you're okay and all that good stuff, but you definitely need to take care of yourself. And I always miss you. I miss you guys when you're not here. It's like I said, I have a great platform. I have a wonderful group of people who come in here and support and hang out every single day. And I appreciate every single one of you. So let's see. She didn't say how long to recook it. So I'm thinking just long enough to actually like melt that cheese in there. I think pepperonis are already cooked because she put pepperoni on hers. But yeah, I like I said, I'm winging this. I have no idea, but I am pretty sure it's not going to take long because you're all like out there like, oh my gosh, how long do I have to listen to Lonni talk? And you're going to have to listen to me talk until my cheese is melted. And then I promise I will be like, you're free to go. Question. Does anybody ever put sriracha on their pizza? Because I put it on my pizza every time. I love that stuff on my pizza. And I'm so bummed. Because I don't know if you know or not, but this stuff is near impossible to find. I'm not really even very sure if they're still making it, but I came up with an idea because I'm always coming up with ideas because my brain never stops working. But I only have this much left. And I was at Sprouts the other day and they have like a different brand of this. So what I was thinking about doing is mixing the other brand with this brand and making this last longer. So that way, if it does taste different, I won't know because it's going to be blended with this one. That was just my idea. Yeah, that was just my weird way of thinking and my weird idea. So let's see what we got going on. Okay, so definitely the mushrooms were going to take longer to cook. Neither here nor there about the mushrooms. Let's see though, because she cut a piece just like a regular, like you could cut a slice of pizza. And let's see how this cuts. Big taste test coming. So, yeah, you know what? It actually came out pretty good. I am, because I put sriracha on everything, I'm going to put a little bit on here. I have that extra cheese in the crust, so I really didn't want to over cheese the top because, I have a tendency to make things too rich. But I think this is really good. You know what? Yeah, I like this. It has a nice little crunch to it. And you see the bottom right here? I thought that the edges might be a little burnt. I don't think they are. So I would set the oven to 425. I cooked it for 25 minutes. Or did I cook it for 20 minutes? Hold on. For 25 minutes. So 425 for 25 minutes. I put my toppings on, stuck it back in. You could, if you don't want to use sriracha, you could actually put like pizza sauce on this and the cheese and then like some pepperonis you want. If I were going to do mushrooms, hello, Jesse. If I were going to do mushrooms, I would probably like, I would probably put them on in the very beginning. Like you could do red onion, something like that. But I would put those items on in the very beginning and cook them with that and then put the cheese on and melt that. Because just for the short amount of time that it took to melt this cheese, I think it would have just overcooked everything. So, yeah, that is really good. I like this one. And much love to you. I'm on stage. Oh, okay. Oh, Kelly says that's sweet. Yeah, mammogram came back, new lumps. So biopsies, radioactive seed implants, and with waiting for test results for decision of lumpectomy or mastectomy. Okay, well, I'm sorry, Kelly. I did not see that until Courtney responded. I will keep happy thoughts for you. And just do what, I mean, sometimes I think like, I mean, I never want to give advice or be like, oh, you should do this or you should do that when I haven't had those same experiences myself. So I'm just going to say, I 100% support you, love you. And, you know, I'm here for you. And our entire platform is here for you. And Courtney, I'm sending you my love, 100%. Ladies, you got to get those mammograms. So important. And we just need to really be very proactive on our self-health and everything like that. So there you go. So this was really good. If you do want to try it, I don't think you're going to be disappointed. It's very good. It's not filling, and it doesn't feel super cheesy like my lasagna did. Courtney says that looks amazing. It is actually really good. I can see myself sitting down and like accidentally eating the whole thing. with the understanding of like, well, it's just broccoli. So it's good. It tastes like, it really does kind of taste pizza-like, kind of like a cheese pizza. And I just don't miss the red sauce. So it's pretty amazing. It's pretty good. And we'll have to come up with something new to make next Monday because this is a lot of fun. I like our little shopping on Mondays. So I just want to wish everybody a very, very, very good week. Kelly, again, sending you my love. I'm sending you positive thoughts. We are here for you and everything like that. If you have any questions, if you have any suggestions for what we should cook for next Monday, I always love to hear your suggestions. And until next time, remember, be bright, be bold, be brave. I will be back tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Again, we are talking, Courtney says, yes, get your BBs checked. I can't say it, but I 100% agree. I mean, the only thing I've had is I've had a lumpectomy to where I had my cells were starting to change. Fortunately, we caught it and I got that removed. But I hold my breath every time I go in and get my mammogram done. And it is so important. It's so much easier sometimes for me to bury my head in the sand and be like, no, I don't want to go to the doctors because doctors are scary. But I know how important it is, so please go get yourself checked. So until next time, remember, be bright, be bold, be brave. Go get your babies checked. Make this stuff. It's amazing. And I will see you all tomorrow. Bye. Love you.